Excellent. All right. We are good to go on all cylinders. Super excited you guys are here. Can you believe that it is almost halfway through December? And as we can tell by Nancy's beautiful background there. So super glad to have Dr. Nancy and Julie Lancito with me tonight. To really, help you guys take advantage of the hottest season in weight loss coming up here in the new year. So let me take a look at the chat because I know that this tends to get a little funny with our settings here, and it doesn't let people chat for some reason. So
I can fix that for you.
Oh, can you? Okay. I think I might have done that already, but there we go.
You got it.
I'm so fast, Nancy. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get ready. All right, now people are chatting in. Welcome, everybody.
Yay.
Okay. So New Year season equals opportunity for UFOs everywhere. This is for every UFO because really almost everybody in the world is making some sort of decision here in the next, few weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, about what they're going to do with their health, with their waistline, with the, that kind of thing. As a UFO, I'm imploring you, I hope that you utilize your own company's program because it's the best on the market, but it's also an opportunity, even if you don't major in TLS, to really take advantage of an opportunity to create new customers. Especially if you want to commit to TLS and bring some people with you, I find that you're going to have a very, very effective New Year's season that can create some serious momentum for you guys going into 2023 strong. So with me is Dr. Nancy Miller-Ely. And she is a former USDA National Program Leader for Nutrition, PhD in Analytical Chemistry, 25 years of nutrition research. Okay, so 70 publications, 1 patent, and wrote a white paper on obesity for the White House. And we're so lucky to have her as a Nutrimetrics clinical faculty, as a trainer for Nutrimetrics, a TLS certified coach, and TLS trainer. You guys, if you've seen her train, you know she is amazing, and we love learning from Dr. Nancy. So thanks for being with us, Dr. Nancy.
Thanks for the invite, Mel.
Yeah, and you have your own TLS experience and story here.
Yes, exactly. So when I was introduced to TLS, it made sense based on the science. I had written about low glycemic impact eating with the white paper on obesity. And, it's what has allowed me to lose over 165 pounds and keep it off. So I'm really passionate about the program. It has so many benefits, health benefits in addition to the weight loss piece.
Absolutely. And so you're a walking testimonial, obviously, but have some education and credentials behind it to say, hey, this is the best thing on the market. So we love it. Thanks for being here for us. So Julie, we have a family nurse practitioner here, mom, wife, Nutrimetrics health professional, and TLS certified coach and certified trainer for us. And actually just recently won the TLS Trainer of the Year 2022. Super exciting, but she's, one of the top award winners in our company all around. Just hits all the awards. As you can see, these are just some of them. So Julie, you have your story with TLS as well.
I do. I think every story is where it really starts with. So I was introduced to TLS back in 2011, and I did not know anything about the science as Nancy did. I was very into prescriptive writing, and that's what I understood, and knew little about changing how you eat, or even that there was a concept of that. And I went through a 12-week class as a client starting in January of 2011, drastically changed my health. I lost 22 pounds, but more, I always feel like I depuffed is kind of what happened. And my health changed, my physical health changed, but my mental, in the fact that I became so educated in what I did not know. And it kind of changed the trajectory of my even professional world, from emergency medicine more into a lifestyle medicine type of practice. So it was literally life-changing all the way around for me. And I absolutely love the structure and education and everything about the benefits of TLS.
Yeah. And we need more people like you in the world, right? Who are spreading the word as a health professional, helping your patients with that lifestyle medicine. I love it. So without further ado, there's one of the things we like to do is be really creative with our campaign ideas. And there's lots of them when it comes to the new year. We have New Year, New You, Time for a Transformation, Resolution, Revolution, New Me in 2023, TLS. You can actually resurrect some old challenge ones. So last year we did TLS Team Tone Up, which was a huge hit. We had a ton of fun with our teams. And so you can resurrect that. You could even do a 5-week shrink a size in the new year. And I know the reason that Nancy and Julie are on here tonight is because they have been doing this for years. They've been running campaigns consistently throughout the year. We just happen to be coming on to a great time of year to be doing a campaign. So tell us a little bit about that, Julie.
So right now I have one, like my campaigns never end. I'll just put it, there's always a new season coming up. So there's always something going on. So right now I'm in a holiday health group, so that no gain through the holiday, that was it. And then I already have my one for the new year booked the 3rd week of January, because people are asking, so always moving forward. And so I just kind of keep going, and I do use a lot of what the New Year, New You, New Me, things like that. What I've really leveraged from the last 2.5 years is the corporate challenges that Melanie had. And I've literally stole, which is what we're supposed to do with it, the information from those challenges and plug them, in. So the times that I do probably my campaigns the most, I would say, are the new year, January. Then there's always going to be run right before the summer, around April going into May. Some I do over the summer as well, because never forget that there are people always looking for health along the way, no matter what the season is. And then right after school, it goes back, and then the holiday, and then we just keep on going. And if you just kind of become, if you set it into motion where it's always happening, it becomes a habit of doing it, but also people start seeking you out, knowing that you do have something planned. And I'm already getting those calls for January, and I know I have my schedule just like Nancy does.
Yeah, it's very similar for us. We typically start in the beginning of the year with happy, healthy New Year, or New Year, New You. We move into the spring, and that's spring into summer. Then we do a summer slim down. Then we do fit for fall. And like Julie, we're doing happy, healthy holidays right now, which is a focus on weight maintenance and enjoying the holidays, but being reasonable about it. I think it's really important to have everything scheduled in advance. We know that our overview will be on Monday, January the 2nd for our team, and we'll be starting with our program the week of the 9th of January. So we have plenty of time to reach out to people.
Yeah. And this is, I think a lot of people have these great intentions of starting January 1st, but almost nobody actually does. Right. And so it's like, don't think that you're out of time or you need to launch January 1st. You're starting later in January, Nancy, I always start 2 to 3 weeks into January for sure, because there's a lot of start and stop or just fail to launch that happens in the beginning of the year. And so if you're in that marketing window during that time, you're going to capture those people who are, either struggling, they're looking. So you guys have time, but now would be the best time to sort of plan out those dates. So have, really a meeting with your team to set those dates, just like Julie and Nancy have done with
actually, I'm going to throw in something. I just saw someone's message pop up about the needing time to get the supplies and the products. I'm just going to throw a little hint out there is I would actually stock up now on your products, because there are times where products are very popular in January and do sell out. So I think a key, what I've seen is that stock up now on those 30-day jumpstart kits, on some trim tea, on your detox kits, things like that. You will be happy, because then you're not playing catch up in January. So I would just a hint on that one.
Yeah, not everybody make a run for the product though.
Wait till we're done at least.
Yeah, now we're gonna have a December issue. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna be just fine, guys. One of the things that I think is really important, especially, and this is really for you newbies on the line who maybe don't specialize in TLS, but really want to know, because people are going to wonder, like, well, what's TLS and what's it all about? And why is it different? And why should I do this instead of keto or blah, 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 right? And so it is important for you to have some solid talking points. in the sense of talking in themes is something we're used to training in our business. And so these are the TLS themes. We're just going to kind of go through them quickly here. The first one is we're sustainable. We're a lifestyle. We're not a diet, right? A diet is something you do very short term because you can't stay on it, right? It's too restrictive. And, you know, the first two letters of diet are DIE for a reason, right? If you stay on them, oftentimes you're really headed the wrong direction. And so it's really one of those things where we have a plan that this is something you can't fail at, because it's a lifestyle, right? You can fail at it and fall off the wagon with a diet, but you can't fail at a lifestyle. So this is something you're going to be able to take with you and not just lose weight, but maintain that healthy weight. And I think that's what makes us really different. Nance?
Another thing about the program is that it's affordable and it's valuable. When you look at weight management programs out there, especially commercial ones, whether it's things like Nutrisystem or Weight Watchers or whatever, people, one, don't always have the same background support from their coaches. I mean, we have a program. You don't need to be a certified coach to help people, but all of these materials for TLS have been put together by nutrition experts and registered dietitians. So we have all the tools, and it's available at a very reasonable cost because we're able to leverage the efforts and use it as an actual system. So I think the value for TLS is like immeasurable. And it's so affordable because people are getting started for a couple of $100s typically, whether you're doing a weight loss profile and doing some customized things, or as Julie mentioned, we pretty much for the New Year, New You, will use the 30-day Jumpstart plus Trim Tea for the first month. And then the follow-ups will be the Stay Fit Kit plus a bottle of Core.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, and I think with the free menu plan, the free recipe booklet, the free journal, I mean, the value is there, right?
Oh, yes. And so another great thing about it is no calorie counting. That is just the worst, I have to say, because calorie counting doesn't tell us how much actual nutrition we're getting in our body, how much protein, how much fiber, things like that. So there's no calorie counting, there's no measurements, and there's no deprivation. This is not a starving lifestyle. And I generally have to educate people, eat, eat, eat. It's usually you have to eat more, not eat less. It's just eat better. And that using all those. So I love that about TLS.
Me too. And we're not a bars and a shakes program. There's so many out there where they're just throwing like powdered soups and powdered shakes and this bar and that, thing in a can or a Tetra Pak. Like you're just eating these sort of packaged foods that either a company sends you or approves, and you're not eating real food. Or if you're really restricting so much food that you're really on so minimal amount of food, is not actually a healthy way to live, let alone lose weight, because we can create all kinds of, digestive, metabolic, hormonal issues where we really want to nourish the body. And when you nourish the body with real food, it's amazing what it can do. So
we also provide the educational support. I think it's amazing that we have the journal now available free of charge as a PDF download. We can leverage that by having people take the weight loss profile and then giving them the journal guide, or we can make it part of a class that we're putting together. So that will be one of the things that we use as a really valuable tool for the education during the course of that, but also as part of our advertising, because people want to know that it's a science-based system, or that there's rationale for what the recommendations are for the lifestyle. I think our videos are amazing, and I'm not just talking about the videos that are on the TLSslim.com website, but also the additional videos that have been recorded. And Melanie has sprinkled those throughout the special programs we've done. I particularly love Melanie's intro video where she's talking about detox, and we use that routinely. So make yourself familiar with the different tools that are available, because there's so much available to us free of charge.
Yeah, which means it's free of charge for our clients too.
Love the videos. I'm feeling energized. Oh my goodness. We have a tired society is what I'm just going to tell you. We have a tired society, and it is amazing the power of food. It will literally make a difference. And again, going back to people actually need to eat. In my nurse practitioner world, when I'm seeing people, I'm not seeing people overeat. I'm not saying they don't eat a lot at one sitting maybe, but that might be the only time they ate that day. people are not eating enough, means they are fatigued and have no energy. And I always say we have to feed the machine. So when that happens, you have so much energy, and who doesn't need more energy these days?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think with most diets, people are feeling hangry, irritable, grumpy. I mean, you're not a happy camper when you're depriving yourself. And I find with TLS, everybody's always really excited about how much energy they feel.
Right.
So we're addressing more than just losing weight. There's really not too many programs out there that I know of, if any, that also work on digestive health, hormonal health, sleep health, hydration, exercise. We're comprehensive in the sense that if you need to lose weight, we can help you lose weight. But if you're looking to get healthier, that's something we've been doing from, day one.
Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that it's a four-pronged approach. I mean, so many programs out there focus just on the food. I work with personal trainers who focus just on the exercise. The education is equally important. And then we focus on body composition. So we're not a weight loss program. We're kind of really a fat loss program. And when we improve the metabolism, then we're going to burn fat for fuel. We're going to look better. We're going to feel better. We're going to have more energy. It's a great approach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, metabolic health. So let's talk about your steps to success here, because this is the time that you're going to want to get together with your team up with even Crossline that's local, other coaches. Like, it doesn't have to be your specific team, whether senior or junior. It could be somebody who's in your neighborhood who is also an unfranchised owner, and you're teaming up. So the first thing you want to do is plan your start date and your deadline to register. It's absolutely imperative to have a deadline. I feel that's a thing that a lot of people miss the boat on when they're promoting. And so thinking of your start date and your deadline to register, know that you need to do your marketing in that window. And that's what I call our marketing window. It should be 10 to 16 days long. If you have a lot of influence in your circle, it could be shorter, but most people need that time frame so they can do all the overviews and the reaching out. And when people can't make an overview, then they book the one-on-one and all that fun stuff. So you want to team up, you want to plan those TLS overviews, and anybody can't make it, you make a one-on-one appointment with. Then you're going to make your list, right, of 20 to 30 people to invite personally. Right? Yes. Are you going to post on Facebook? Yes. Are you going to, create a Facebook event or, kind of the mass marketing strategy? But you need to create a list. This is like non-negotiable of people, 20 to 30 people, especially if this is your first time really engaging and doing a TLS campaign. And honestly, these are my steps to success, whether you're doing a wellness 101, a motives party, it doesn't matter. You got to create that list of people you're going to personally invite, meaning you're going to make contact with them. Yes, pick up the phone, right? You're going to want to plan some social media posts during that marketing window. I always say a minimum of 3. One is to introduce the offer. The second is to remind them of the offer. And the third one is a last chance to register, deadline is here, right? That's minimum in that amount of time. You can use before and after pictures, lifestyle pictures, a TLS invite image, a poster to create. You definitely want to send texts to your invite list, but you definitely are making those phone calls. And I know that Nancy and Julie do all of these steps over and over and over again throughout the year to make their campaigns successful. And one of the things that you guys, I've seen in both of your businesses is that your groups get bigger, or you start making multiple groups so you can, and more TLS coaches, so you can kind of handle, the volume, right? So Nance, tell me a little bit more about your prep.
So one of the things that we do is we do keep a list of who's participating. And when we work together, we work with our team. So I'm not coaching my own clients alone. We kind of group coach them, typically on the Facebook group that we use. We often set up a private Facebook group to do it. And then I will coach one-on-one with like during detox, or to look at somebody's tracking sheets and stuff. But as they have access to all of us, and I think that's great. And we keep track of who participates. And I think sometimes people are very happy to know that we're running another group. Not because they lost weight and they regained it all back, but because they like being part of a group. They like that energy. They feel like they're on the same path to health with other people. And we have a lot of fun with our groups. So I think keeping track and reaching out to people and creating kind of we call ourselves wellness warriors. We have created sort of a tribe, and I look forward to seeing the people, and I think that's something that you can really leverage. But I've already started with texts and stuff. I reach out to people. I have a lot of clients altogether that I've accumulated over the years, but I would say, Mike, like you say, Mel, the top 20 to 30, those people I really try to stay in touch with. And I'm reaching out to them now, wishing them happy holidays. I've done a promo with, discount with 10% off if they want to get anything for themselves or their family for the holidays. And then in addition, now when I reach out to them for the New Year, New You, it's not like I haven't talked to them for 6 months and now all of a sudden I'm like, hey, you want to join my program? So I think that's a really good strategy.
Yeah,
I agree. I
just wanted, the nugget here, you guys, is right now, message your friends, your family, your coworkers, anybody you think that might be interested in the new year or would be on your 20 to 30 people, and just message them now and reach out for no other reason than to say, hey, I was thinking of you. Happy holidays. Hope you're doing well. What's new? Those types of messages, so that you're not just going, like Nancy said, for the jugular in January. And so start doing that now. Not just on Christmas morning when you're texting everybody Merry Christmas, right? It's like, start now, you guys. There's no reason not to. Julie?
Right. I agree. Contact. It's kind of like being in contact with people ongoing. Like you said, it's this relationship over time, but it does start with day one. I mean, there was a time where neither Nancy or I had clients. So, it does start in the beginning, and it can be just small groups. And, you can run a TLS class with 2 people. You can run a TLS class with 20 people. You can have it in a clinic office. You can have it in your living room. You can have it around a kitchen table. So I think sometimes people get really intimidated thinking that, oh, Nancy runs, classes in a clinic. I can't do that. Some of my best classes still to this day, after 12 years, have been sitting in my living room, have still been some of the best ones that I ever did. So just remembering that. And then, yes, partnering up with, so right now with our group that we have, this one is on Zoom. I have 2 other coaches that I'm working along with, so that we just take turn during the night of education, answering questions, etc. And so doing that. But yes, kind of planning ahead, have your overviews planned. We generally do 2 of them. Now, I will admit there are times where my circle has gotten pretty big, that sometimes I fill a class without an overview. However, then there's another coach that can take those clients. So we can go ahead and do that, and making the list of people. I'm really big on making, and I'll speak for here in North Dakota, like social media, having flyers. For some reason, people like visual of flyers. So that's a big thing that I do. And I just dribble them out there and keep them going. And then also kind of remember people from the past. Like, prior to even the last couple of years, I keep lists of people who took TLS class from way back when, and I will send them information along the way, in inviting them for a new class, because situations in life may have changed. In the beginning, when registration, talking about where Nancy said she does a discount, like a coupon code, I will do that as well. Other times I'll actually, if they register before December 31st, they'll get a ultimate aloe or something. So kind of, we're going to add some more business volume to the group, I guess. So I've done it both ways, but maybe, hey, if you register before December 31st, you'll receive a free aloe, or whatever it may be. Yeah. Kind of going with that.
Incentivizing is always a great way when promoting. So, if you have a deadline to register, well, the early bird registration, you get this. Right. And so you got the early bird registration, which gives you incentive to create that momentum, to create that commitment. That's a beautiful strategy when you're in your marketing window. But I just want to hit again about teaming up and planning overviews. Because again, Julie, you've created a scenario where your entire network knows exactly who you are and what you do, and they can count on you. Right. But if you're brand new as a UFO, maybe you don't major in TLS, whether you're doing them live or on Zoom, it's far more fun to team up and do it with, your team or another coach or a more experienced coach, just whatever, reach out and find some people to, you get on a Zoom, you do the overview together, you all have guests. And the reason that it's important to team up is that way it's not just you and your one guest and you're like, ooh, crickets, kind of weird. But if you have multiple people plugging in, you're gonna have guests either in the home or on Zoom. And it's all about sharing your story, what you want to create, and using the tools to let them know what TLS is. Obviously your start date, your deadline to register, and what they need to do next, which is take the profile, order their products, download their tools, like all of the stuff that's there for us to take advantage of on our TLS Slim site. So
can I add something? Can I add something in about, because we had talked a little bit about, you said like whether it's Motives 101 or Wellness 101, I frequently incorporate, because it works so well, I have to share it, that it's not, because sometimes when I think in our, people like, I don't need to lose weight. So they may or may not attend a TLS overview. I mean, it's just some verbiage I've heard. Now just remember, TLS is about health. It's not, like Nancy said, it is a fat loss, really is what it is. But a lot of times we will do a Wellness 101. And in our Wellness 101, we talk about the daily essentials, the 4 ingredients in the daily essentials. And on the last screen, then they have the option to buy the daily essentials packets, etc. But then we show the Jumpstart kit, and we do like a TLS overview as part of that at the end. And they're like, in that daily essentials kit, or those packets are included in the Jumpstart kit. And that frequently, because they were already probably going to buy the daily essentials kit, and we talked about the benefits and the upcoming class, and they actually joined the TLS class with the Jumpstart kit. So just a kind of a thought, if that's something that you want, if you're big into doing Wellness 101s, it's another way to get
really, Julie,
a bigger population of people.
Like in the next couple of weeks, if you have anything planned, if you got a Motives, if you got a Layered, if you got anything, right? Like why wouldn't you put a slide for Jumpstart saying, hey, this is what we're doing in the new year, who wants to join, right? So, I mean, really, if you're doing a business plan, right? Like it literally does not matter what you're doing, add a slide from the TLS overview on the Jumpstart kit and say, hey, we're all doing this in the new year. Let us know if you want to know more information or want to join us, kind of thing. Last thing I want to really hit on is if you want people to join you on a Zoom or join you in the home or join you in your friend's home or whatever, that a phone call is necessary for that to happen. People love to feel important and wanted. And when I get a random invite through like a Facebook event, and I know it's been mass messaged to everybody, I know that it doesn't really matter. I may or may not even look at that. But if someone followed up with me personally saying, hey, did you see my Facebook Messenger invite? Hey, I'd really, I want to see if this is something you'd be interested in attending because blah, 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 and really just inviting them to join you, you're going to get those confirmations, those solid confirmations of people attending. And one of the things I just want to talk about, because again, all you TLS veterans on the line, you know what to say, you know how to say it. But if you're a brand new person, and maybe this is just something like, hey, I'm going to be doing this lifestyle challenge in the new year, and I'm looking for people to join me. It'll be more fun if we do it together. I have a goal of whatever that goal is, fitting into my skinny jeans, whatever the goal is. But because oftentimes you might feel like, well, how do I bring up a weight loss with my friends without offending them? Right. And how do you do that? Well, you say, I'm doing it. Here's my goal. I want people to join me so it will be more fun and I'm accountable. And so you've shared, right? You've created this safe space by being the one who is vulnerable and saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. And when you do that, then it's no big shake. They're just like, heck yeah, right? Or you know what? Timing's not great.
So when I did my first class, Melanie, I actually did it with my brother and his wife and my husband. So my very first TLS class was just family. And we were literally maybe 2 to 3 weeks ahead of a group, because once we started it, and I understood it was going to work. I was very excited about it. And then we were 3 weeks ahead of the actual class that we started with, like 3 other like friends, neighbors, whatever. So I think people love it when you say, let's go do this, not you go do this, or I have the answer for you. So I couldn't agree with you more about the importance. And also the confirmations. When we're doing an overview, we don't just send out a Zoom link for people to join. We actually do a Google form that they have to register. So when they register, we're gonna collect a little bit of information about what their goals are, you know, why they're doing this. Is it for health? Is it for weight loss, fat loss, more energy, better sleep? Why are they doing it? And so because we engage them, then it makes sense. We follow up with them. We got your survey, you know, we're excited to see you on the overview. And then we still do call to confirm. I do that with all of my clients.
Heck yeah.
Agree with Nancy. My first class that I was ever in really was just 5 friends as well, that the whole thing started, and my husband. And so it really always starts with you in your own story, in your own journey, things like that. And then another thing, I am very big on sharing. TLS, yes, it is TLS, you know, weight loss solution, but for me, it is a lifestyle of health. And that's really how I address it. It is, you know, and so, because there's so many more things that are beneficial other than your pants, you know, falling off. There's many other benefits. And so just taking the lifestyle profile, you know, it talks about sleep, it talks about digestion, it will give those recommendations. So it's just not about the number on the scale at all. It's like the last thing it is. Those results happen, but it's through the journey of like the food and everything, because everybody's goals are different. And so looking at it overall as an overall health, not just weight loss, has been very beneficial for me.
Yeah, I just want to go ahead and share something really quickly here, because I feel like this is a good time to show everybody, because no matter what, no matter when you're having the conversation, or if somebody's doing an overview, the kind of the meeting after the meeting, or the follow-up meeting after, is either, you know, is really the profile. And so for those of you who maybe don't know a lot about TLS, you know, you've all got a TLSslim.com site, and you can see here that we have a tab now called My Profile. And when you click on that, it brings you to this page that tells you, you know, that you can get a free menu plan, recipe booklet, and 12-week health guide and journal by taking the profile. Now, if you've taken the profile, which takes all of 3 to 4 minutes, it's a series of questions that they answer based on their goals. And when they've done that, so which I've done, you can view your previous weight loss profile results. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that, so I'm not taking the quiz in front of you. Oh, wait, I did a pregnancy one. Never mind. So I was
Is there something you want to tell us now?
No, there is not. No news, guys. It's not April Fool's.
No news.
No news. Okay, one of the things you should know is when somebody is pregnant, we send them to the prenatal, and we don't recommend anything but the prenatal, by the way. So you just learned that about the profile if you didn't know. So they don't take, they don't take the quiz. And that's the same with the Nutriphysical, you guys. It sends them to a results page immediately, and they don't take the quiz because they really shouldn't. From a legal standpoint, we're protecting you, we're protecting Market America. We just don't want to create any issues. People shouldn't be actively looking to lose weight when they're pregnant or breastfeeding. So I'm just going to hit no. Look,
that first question, I have to say that first question is like one of my favorites. Where it just went, the one that just came up, it was the previous question. This is my favorite question because I don't have weight to lose. I just want to be healthy and tone up. So this, it's not about, and some want to gain weight. So for people, and this is a big point for me because people put themselves in a box with weight loss, or like, I think Melanie, you said, how do I share with somebody about weight loss? Are they presuming I need to lose weight? And I never look at TLS like that. TLS is about empowering your health and what your goals are. And I love that one of the options on the quiz is I don't have weight to lose. I'm just looking to be healthy. And so that is fabulous. And your market of people just broadens by 1,000-fold just looking at it that way.
Absolutely. So it is, I'm good. Complete the profile.
Look
All
how
right.
quick and easy this is to take. It's like the best thing.
For sure. So one of the things that is going to come up immediately, and this is why the follow-up is so important. And I always let people know, it's going to recommend 4 of the most important products that you could potentially take to move you to your goals faster. Do you have to take all 4? No, but that's what it's going to share with you immediately. So I always let people know that that's the first thing they're going to see. And then it's going to show them if they answered in a certain way, if they had wanted something for sleep, if they wanted something for coffee or tea, if they wanted something for digestive health. That's only if they answer a certain way on certain questions. And then that way they know that digestion would require maybe some probiotics or some digestive enzymes, right? And that's separate from what we're doing here. Okay. So these are the TLS products, and usually, hey, 30-day jumpstart right there. So I can just add it to cart, right? And I'm going over that, and I'm not worried about these. And I can always say, look, we can add CLA later. We can add green coffee later. Let's start with the jumpstart, right? So I'm not overselling here. I'm actually taking things away, and people love that. And they actually usually want more.
Yes.
And so like, for instance, I wanted healthy tea. Well, there you go. Now we're selling some healthy tea, but now it's going to tell me that I should be on the jumpstart menu plan, because I said I wanted to lose 5 to 15 in 4 weeks. And I can download all of my free tools right here. I also said I was a vegan and a vegetarian. So there we go. I've got that there. Everything is here, you guys. So when you walk someone through this, you want to make sure that they're scrolling down, that they're seeing all of the value that they get, that they can download their 12-week health guide and journal. This is the meeting after the meeting. This is where you tailor your experience with them of like, what are their goals? What do they want to start with? Let's get them going. So the profile is the meeting after the meeting. Would you guys agree?
I couldn't agree more. And you have to do the follow-up, you guys. It's great to introduce people to the program, but at the end of the day, you have to know what are their goals. And that's why I like finding that out in advance. Like, just if I'd like to lose 5 to 15 pounds over this time period. And if you don't follow up with people, then you can't provide them with the tools they need to be able to reach their goals. So you shouldn't be afraid of that. And likewise, we're talking a lot about groups for the new year, new you. There's nothing wrong if you want to coach 3 or 4 people one-on-one. If that's what you're more comfortable doing, that's fine too. The real goal here is just to help people.
That's right. And so if you're not an expert in the TLS products or the TLS line or the different menu plans, that's what the profile is for. Profile does all the hard work for you. So we talked a little bit about promotions. People love getting a good deal. They love a fun promotion. So we always encourage people to do that. Like, whether I like to offer a discount code when you send me referrals. So like, you're going to get a discount code for every new buying customer that you send me. I like to do, like what Julie said, the free aloe juice for the early bird registration. Or you bring 3 friends, you get XYZ for free, right? You get a box of trim tea for free. You get, whatever the case might be. Even prizes and rewards during a challenge can be fun. I know some coaches who've done where they actually have friends who own a restaurant or a salon, offer a gift card or, things like that. Use your network, you guys, because this is what makes TLS, it's one of the professional divisions, if you want it to be, where you can really network into communities as a TLS coach. And create these connections where you're creating referrals like, hey, I'll refer my clients to your gym, if you do a little promotion for me here, kind of thing. So there's lots of fun ways to where it's not these prizes or these rewards are coming out of your pocket. They're actually benefiting the community that you're working in. All right. Any other ideas on promotions, ladies?
With promotions, I like to do to make sure that they're getting exposed to additional products. So that fits in with what you've got there now with a free product for the purchase. I tend to do that more. One thing I would say is we really don't discount the 30-day Jumpstart Kit because it's already such a great value for people.
I agree.
And we typically don't do just the 30-day Jumpstart. We'll often add the Trim Tea with it to get people started, because that way we know we're addressing their weight loss from a couple of different angles.
Agree. Trim Tea is big for us as well with the Jumpstart. I'm going to go to the samples. I'm a big sample person, and so I'll just in our TLS line, like Thermochrome is a big one, and I will have, and that's generally not probably in their starter kit that maybe if they took the profile and that was one, but that's probably more an additional one that is sometimes added, I would say. And I give samples of that, and I do that frequently in my office and at the gym. Actually, I have them in my locker at the gym. So they come in there, and I just recently had this happen that someone had bought a bottle of Thermochrome for me, and I delivered it at the gym. Someone said, "What is that?" And I said, well, I have some samples. So I got them in my locker. She tried them, messaged me a week later. Can I get a bottle? Oh, do you have more samples? My sister wants some. Delivered her bottle, gave her a sample, and a week later, her sister. So I just bought a bottle of Thermochrome. So just like that. And so if you within our TLS line, Thermochrome is a great one to sample. Just looking at the, making sure they're not sensitive to caffeine, and it is all written on the label of what, if it's not for them. But digestive enzymes is another big one, or really
those are both in the Trial Size Marketing packet.
Yes.
So I feel like, digestive enzymes, daily essentials, and Thermochrome, always in your bag, always.
Always. Always.
Because they're so immediate. I feel like those three are just so immediate. Like within, sometimes hours, people will feel a difference. They definitely will with Thermochrome.
Right.
But
people do appreciate samples. They do. They like to try things. I mean, it may sound so simple, but it is so effective. Just sharing samples of what we have in these great packages with the education already on the little trial marketing packets. They're very, very effective in helping people.
I'm sorry. The other thing we do is once people are in the program and they already love the daily essentials, then we might offer them a couple of the trial marketing packets of the daily essentials to share with family and friends, and that almost always results in a sale. And they're really doing the promotion and explanation for us.
I'm learning. Nancy and I do a lot of the same things, and we didn't talk about this ahead of time.
Which is great.
Yay.
That's why you're both so successful. All right. So now you're okay. Oh my goodness. You're freaking out because it's like start time and you've never done this before. Right. No, I'm kidding. You guys, it's so easy. I mean, it's no different than checking in on your mom, having that weekly conversation with your mom or your relative, your sister. You're going to do weekly check-ins of some sort with your people. Whether that's online, that's live, a lot of people use text groups or WhatsApp. A lot of people use the Facebook groups. So they're actually in front of their people, hopefully on a daily basis when it comes to Facebook groups. A lot of people have their clients and customers send in tracking sheets or weights and measurements, because everything after the purchase is follow-up. Everything 100% is follow-up. So these are all just ways to create that follow-up so that you're in constant contact in some ways in very leveraged ways, right? That's why we do text groups or WhatsApp groups or Facebook groups, so that we're not having a zillion one-on-one conversations with all these different people in our program. We're able to leverage things. We're going to talk about some tools that will help you leverage, because you're like, what am I going to say to them? What do I teach them? Don't worry, we got tools coming up next. But always be thinking about halfway through your program, now is the time to be going, what's next, right? What's my next thing? And be ready to go, so that at the end of the program, you can talk about that next promotion, that next group, that next campaign, so that even if there's some time frame in between it, even if there's a month in between, it doesn't matter. They know there's something coming up, and they're more likely to stick with you, because TLS is never really meant to be one and done, right? That's a diet. Diets are one and done. TLS is about maintaining this relationship, and that is really what makes Julie's such a top retailer in our company. I mean, she's literally won awards for it. And so your constant contact, I mean, I remember sitting in the airport next to you, Julie, and I think we were just at a regional, or we were in NutriMetrics. I don't know. It was one of the trainings we were both at, and we were sitting next to each other, and she's got her laptop and she's like, oh my God, I'm catching up on all these emails and it was just like customer emails, like crazy. Like people, either they wanted something from her, or they had a question for her, but like just this mass amount of communication with your customers. And so it was really good to see that in action, that you really are in constant communication. For sure. Do you have anything to add, ladies, to follow up?
I can go. With follow-up, I agree. It's having a plan of some sort. So I do agree with a weekly check-in. Of course, the last couple of years now, a lot has been online via Zoom. That's been very effective. We did actually do an in-person class this fall. We had 22 people, and they were in heaven being back together again. We are back on Zoom at the moment because we're in a blizzard here happening in the north. So it just happens to be December in North Dakota. Facebook groups are great also because people can communicate back and forth, and you can share an image, things like that. This fall, we did a class with a gym. We actually did 2 different ones, and one we had a text group with and one we didn't. And we found out the text group was way more effective. So we learned by that experience. It wasn't a trial and error. It's just kind of the way it happened. But people love that weekly check-in. They do. Ours are Sunday nights at 8 p.m. And actually this last one, it's where do we go from here? So they're all going to take the TLS profile again, if they haven't just taken it. And we're actually going to do a little wellness 101 along with it. And they can invite family or friends and family to it as well. So that'll be our last one. And still have, kind of going. And sometimes I do have people come on and do testimonials as well. Like I'll have other people join us and give testimonies, but people love the communication. They love to be communicated with. And honestly, sometimes people learn more from each other than they necessarily learn from me. And I always hope that I'm able to give them something overall, but the rewards of helping people feel better is insurmountable on my side.
One of the things that we do, you've already figured out that I like the survey thing. So at the conclusion of our classes, we also survey people. And that gives us the opportunity, even though they've been sending us tracking sheets, and I might know that somebody lost 12 pounds, I'm like, did you lose 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 50? So we kind of go through it and we ask them what they liked best, what they learned most, what was the thing that changed the most for them? And it's multiple choice. So then we can kind of tally that up, and it's really proven to be useful. But what we've learned is that people, as Julie just said, love the weekly groups. People like being part of something with other people. They love the fact that they have resources available to them. So there are so many positive things about the program. And if you've never asked the people what they love, you'll never know. But I encourage you to follow up at the conclusion. And as Mel said, always know what the next step is, what your next offering is, because even if you just do it as a save the date, then they know not only that they can, be prepared, but they know we're preparing something for them.
So Nancy, I'm going to ask you, because I'm sure other people are wondering, how do you do your survey? Do you do it just in an email? Do you do a Google questionnaire? How do you do it?
We do a Google form and they go ahead and answer it, and everything's multiple choice, but there are places where they can write things in too, Julie. So at the conclusion, I think it's great because it lets them reflect back on the program. And we've gotten some suggestions that were really helpful where we could tweak things moving forward. But overall, and I've shared some of the results with Melanie in the past, overall, people absolutely love the program. I mean, sometimes we felt we've been more effective or less effective, or maybe we had some technical difficulties. None of that mattered. They loved the program. They got results. They felt like we cared about them. And really, that's a big piece of this is the relationship. And that's what we've been, talking a little bit about tonight.
Love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And people love to be heard. And so surveying them at the end, I love Google Forms. Google Forms is such a brilliant piece of technology. It's so easy to use. It's so easy to set up. It's the results, to access the results. It's so cool, you guys. If you aren't using Google Forms, there's plenty of places within, whether it's a registration or it's a survey at the end, there's just great ways. I know that even Market America has been using Google Forms to survey you guys. So So we're using it as a company too, you guys. It's definitely a great tool if you're not familiar with it. Speaking of tools, let's talk about the tools that you have at your fingertips again, because you don't need to be a TLS expert to just guide a class, because that's really what people want. They don't always want the expert. They want someone to just guide them. And that's, you know, one of the things that I always have appreciated about Julie is, you know, Julie leverages all of the tools. So she's actually guiding them. She's not being like, hey, I'm Julie Lenz, Cetal nurse practitioner. I'm the expert and you need to learn from me, right? It's like Julie's using all of the tools, all of the leverage, which is pretty cool. So one of the ones, obviously, from the get-go is the TLS invite images. And we have ones for different seasons. These are actually 3 right here in these little bubbles that are from that document that are based on, you know, what I'd consider a great theme for the new year. So these are branded, beautiful images you can download from support materials, take a screenshot of the ones you want to use and text them, post them, utilize them to invite into your TLS overviews so that you're branded, you look professional and legitimate. Even if you don't know what you're doing, it makes it look like you do. All right. The TLS overview presentation is also slideshow downloadable in the back office in the UFMS, and under support materials, just put in TLS overview, it'll pop up. And you can shorten it if you want, right? I mean, you know, if you guys have followed me at all, you'll see that I sometimes shorten it and then I add some promo slides based on, you know, the upcoming challenge. But I always use slides from the overview to communicate what TLS is and isn't, so people understand what they can be committing to find if this is a fit for them. Always have if you're in person, right? And Julie spoke about this, is always have your trial size samples available. And have your shakes and your trim tea and your trim cafe available to try if you're in person. People, when they try the trim cafe or the trim tea, or especially the shakes, because they're so darn delicious and nobody believes you until they actually try it, you know, trying is buying, you guys. So if you're in person, make sure that when they walk in the door, they're getting a sip of this and a sip of that, and, you know, that kind of thing. One of the things I wanted to bring up was my past challenge templates. So in the last few years, you guys have done Get Lean During Quarantine, Spring into Action, Fit for Fall, 7-8-28, 2 shrink sizes, a team tone up, you know, like, I mean, I just can't even with all of the different challenges. And it's been so much fun. And for those of you who have participated, you guys, and you know, chime in the chat if you've participated, is you can go back to that group and you can grab all of the content that I posted throughout the group and you just rip off and duplicate. And you just, okay, here's Melanie's, you know, template. So I want to show you how to access those groups if you were a part of them. It's so simple. Julie, you want to speak to this? Because you use this
go ahead. Yes, because I mean, I've leveraged those groups the whole time. So I appreciate you doing them over the time where we were all, you know, at home a little bit more. But literally everything you did, I just saved it. So I pulled those same images. Well, for one, I leveraged your education in your class, but then I ran some right after and just pulled that information. And probably one of the biggest ones, well, one is people always ask me, where do I get the images from? As Melanie just said, she has them created for us. You can go to the TLS weight loss page. You can go to, you know, the challenge pages and save them. But the biggest one I loved is the emails that Melanie had sent out during the 12-week class. And she literally named them number 1, number 2. And so there were 12, I don't know how many emails there were. And so you save those into another folder. And that's how I run my classes. I go back to that folder and I take what Melanie, number 1 goes out, number 1, number 2. And so just stealing what has been created for us. And it's not really stealing because it's meant for us to leverage and duplicate. That's the whole point of Market America and TLS, is to leverage and duplicate. So yeah. I love those images and all those emails. That's what I send out.
So when you go to the Facebook page on TLS weight loss and you go to the more menu, you're going to want to go to groups. This is if you don't remember which challenge you are part of and you need to find it, right? So these are all of the groups that are actually attached to the page. So if you were in the Fit for Fall, or if you were in the Team Tone Up, or if you were in the Spring to Action, which obviously you can see I've joined all of them because I was, but you just go in again. And so for instance, the Shrink a Size challenge, right? We did 2 rounds of Shrink a Size back to back. So all you need to do is search for, usually I did like a hashtag. So in this case, it was official content. So official content is the hashtag in Shrink a Size, and you can see all of the official content posts. So from recipes to testimonials to, you know, whatever it might be, the video, right? The replay, there's Julie. Look at that. And so
What is that?
must try recipes. So you can literally just copy and paste, because take a look at this. All you're doing is going copy and paste, right? And you've got Julie in your living room, right? You've got Bruno's testimonial.
Bruno.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's so easy, you guys. All you have to do is rip off and duplicate, you know, what's going on here. I think this is the video you referenced, Nance. Yep. This is if they're starting Jumpstart and they're beginning phase 2, right? So they're done the detox and they're going into phase 2. Speaking of videos, if you did not take advantage of any of my challenges over the last 2 years, I'm so sorry. But you do have access to, yeah, you have all this here. If you go to playlists on the official TLS Weight Loss Coaches support channel, Nance or Julie, if you can actually put the link to this page into the chat for me, that'd be amazing. One of you would be great. So, you know, we've been building these playlists. You know, here's the TLS official weekly videos here on, you know, a playlist, monthly Zooms for customers, TLS tips for customers, 39 videos in there, you guys, 39. And they're titled. So if you have a problem in your group, you're like, ooh, let's see if they covered it, right? Like, who covered this problem? But we also have holiday season tips. We've got business over. This is a coach's YouTube channel. So there's some business stuff on here too, but there's recipes. So people did recipes from the 30-day Jumpstart program. And there's 15 little videos of people going, hey, this is the recipe I made in the Jumpstart recipe booklet. Nancy starts off with her pancakes, which made it into the recipe booklet. You know, so
can you click the 30-day Jumpstart program video tips?
Yeah. So
I
here,
think that's the one where on the right-hand side. Yes. Oh, this is mine. This is the one I have saved. So I have this like on the right-hand side. This is exactly what I use. So when it comes to detox week, like the beginning of detox week, whether I'm in person or via Zoom, I do not do the education verbally out of my mouth. I teach the others, and I do, it's video number 3 that was at the top, which is the how-to of detox week or something like that. Yeah, TLS tips, how-tos. That is what I send out, whether it's via email or if we're in class, I just play that video. So every class I'm having that. And so any new coaches or anybody who's in your group, because I saw some of you were talking about when some of your class members are starting to answer questions to the others, you know, they're ones that might be rising up to be a coach. Look how we're educating them, how easy it is to duplicate, to just use Melanie's video on detox how-tos. I use all of these, and I have this file saved on my computer.
Yeah, so they're all there for you guys to use on the coach's YouTube channel. And then content in the page, if you don't know what to say about it, or you know, just want to see, like, when, you know, people are always missing their crackers and chips, at least if they're a salty person, not a sweet person. Right? I'm that person. So guess what? I'm just like, here, this is what I do because I'm a salt person, right? Here's how you make homemade mayo. Here's how you make tofu crackers, right? Here are ways to get over that problem. So there's just a lot of ways for you guys to utilize, the existing tools so that you don't necessarily have to be the expert. You're just really truly taking advantage of what's there. So continuing on tools here, because we have, so we talked about past challenge templates, right? Again, I always created promo slides. So maybe you guys want to do a 7-8-28 for the new year, right? That's 7 days of detox, 8 weeks long, 28 workouts. So maybe you want to do a 7-8-28 challenge. Well, I created promo slides and maybe you downloaded them because you were really super smart. and so you can just change the dates, right? It's all there. So if you're brand new, I definitely recommend How to Sell the 30-Day Jumpstart Kit document in the back office. It goes over a lot of what we're talking about here tonight. Literally talks about conversational marketing. It talks about social media posting. It talks about doing live overviews. So it's kind of nice little review tool, how to sell the 30-day jumpstart kit document in your back office. Obviously, the 12-week health guide and journal is such a great tool to use as a template for your classes, as a follow-up tool. There's questions in the coach's guide that can help you, make sure your clients are actually reading it. Talked about the coach's YouTube channel. And then Nancy, you talked about downloading your PC list.
Yeah. You would not want to, anybody to miss out on this. So I think it's important. A lot of people maybe don't know how to go into your back office and download your PC list, but do it, because people that you've had the good fortune of helping in the past are going to be happy to hear from you, and may very well be. So often, Mel, they'll say to me, hey, I'll text and just say, I've been thinking about you. How's everything going? And they'll write back and say, oh, I can't believe you reached out. I really need to get back on track, or I really need to get some more daily essentials or whatever. So it really makes sense to keep track of it rather. And of course, it's great to, meet new people too and add new people to your list, but you don't ever want to forget about the people you already have a relationship with.
Yeah. And maybe they kind of disappeared or you disappeared. And so it's never a bad idea to go back to, those older relationships and just say, hey, you know what? And I always call this as ising. So you're the one as ising the situation. Like, oh my gosh, it's been a while. I'm so sorry. Just say it, like, yeah, get out the awkward blah, right? And just be like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It's been so long. You've been on my mind. How are you? Kind of thing. And we talked about, we're going to reiterate that because we're coming full circle here, is start that now. So it's always a good thing to be working on those relationships. You guys, we have coming up in the new year, your first opportunity for a TLS 101. We actually have several trainings in January. They are in the GMTSS, so definitely take a look at what's coming up training wise. But your first opportunity is Sunday, January 8th. This is with the Barb Bolt, and she's been a pillar of our TLS community for a very long time. And Jessica Viscome, she is back as a TLS trainer. We're so glad to have her back. She's amazing. She's from the Syracuse, New York area. If you've not heard her train, she's fabulous. And it's from 1 to 4 on a Saturday. So that you just take a picture of that QR code there, because that's your first opportunity in the new year to take a TLS training. All right, you guys. Well, hey, I feel like we went a little longer than anticipated, but I feel like everybody's stuck with us. So thank you guys so much for doing that. It is such a, pleasure to work with these ladies, and it's been amazing with you guys, in the field. I do want to end with, just a huge thank you, a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that fun stuff that's coming up, you guys, to spend time with, friends and family and our team. But I do want to end with, a sort of hard thing to communicate. You guys, oh my goodness, this is going to be harder than I thought. Nancy asked me if I was nervous, and I was like, no, and now I'm like freaking out. You guys. So I have to let you guys know that I am moving on as the director of TLS. So I will no longer be the director of TLS. And it has been such an incredible journey. It has been so much fun. It's been nearly 4 years. I've learned so much. I feel like I've been on this incredible, incredible adventure. I've had so much blessings come my way that, I just never would have expected to come from this, role, including getting to know so many people across the world that I never would have gotten to know if it weren't for being the TLS director. And so it's been such an incredible thing. And I have to say that it's been a blessing to work with the TLS trainers. Julie, Nancy, our whole crew of incredible TLS certified trainers. It's been absolutely wonderful building the family of TLS certified coaches, and just getting to know UFOs all over the world. I have to say that it has been one of the most pleasures to work with our corporate teams, our creative team, our IT team, our video team, Dave Lieber, everybody that came together to make the TLS visions possible. The things that I had in mind for the division, and doing that was like awesome and amazing. And I feel like you guys have such a strong foundation for really taking this and creating momentum in the new year with the tools, with the branding, with, everything, and having a heart to help people and have fun doing it. And if you use the tools, you're going to be incredibly successful, coming at it with that mindset of helping people and having fun. You guys, you're going to be a Julie and a Dr. Nancy here shortly doing webinars, teaching people. So it's been incredible. So I appreciate, I see some, I know it's flown by, you guys, for sure. So Nancy, Julie, absolutely. Thank you so much for always being there for TLS and always being willing to help out and always being willing to I'm calling, can you do this? Can you help me here? Can you, and both of you have been fantastic, as is everyone. So just really appreciate you ladies very much. So thanks.
I can tell you, I think I can probably speak for all of us. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Truly. It's been a pleasure working with you, Mel.
Yeah, we appreciate all your contributions. Yeah. I'm not sure what happened to my connection there for a sec, but Melanie, you brought a lot of different tools to us. You brought a lot of enthusiasm. You showed us now how many of those challenges that you ran for the field. So it's now our turn to step up and continue to leverage all the tools that you've provided. Thank you so much for your leadership.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Love you guys. Love everyone. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm still a UFO. So I'll see you later. Okay.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Bye-bye.